This message is a quick notice to board members and committee chairs and directors for NCOSE Los Angeles. Today, I had an opportunity to sit down with the president of the San Diego chapter of NCOSE as well as the Central Arizona chapter of NCOSE and really talk about creating, planning, implementing, and deriving value from a joint mini conference later this year. Right? All of the chapters were very excited about the possibility. Southern Arizona is also here at the International Workshop. However, we were not able to find their chapter president in time, but we're going to regroup with her and any board members from Los Angeles, San Diego, or Arizona tomorrow to further discuss this idea and go through all of the discussions that the three chapter leaders had today. And we spent probably about 3.5 hours in deep discussion, really talking through how to make this work, what's the value, what would it look like. I'm going to be sending you an email summary of my notes. Now the notes they're not in depth, they're bulleted notes, they're kind of broken out into various topic areas that we discuss, but I think that you'll find them valuable. The core idea that we settled on was a 2-day conference concept. Ideally, we're thinking of a bring the family type of structure. So if we can find a location, Disneyland, Orange County came to mind, was brought up several times, where a professional feels they can bring their family so their family has something to do while they're attending the event, plus they have some time to enjoy family quality time post-event as well. So we thought of the Queen Mary, we thought of Disneyland, as I previously stated, and then also since IBM has a history with the Hilton in Costa Mesa, that also came up as an idea. The reason that we're thinking of that area is that it is roughly equidistant for Los Angeles and San Diego members. It's an easy fly-in from people from Central Arizona, so Tucson, Phoenix, Flagstaff. We talked a lot about tracks and came up with numerous track ideas. The discussion was very similar to what we talked about in Los Angeles, where we, as part of the call for papers, we list a bunch of topics, and then as we look at which papers are accepted, we down select and create the tracks from there. From an LA standpoint, we would obviously look to leverage the papers that we've already accepted, right? But then look at what additional papers could be added. Per our previous conversation last summer at the IS in Las Vegas, IBM had indicated that they would be very interested in financing and supporting an event such as this. Now, that said, it is my action to follow up with Michelle Sprecht at IBM, find out what she's willing to support, how she's willing to support. Additionally, IBM had committed to supporting a certification prep track as well. That could be a 1-day event or it could be a 2-day event. Those details were never worked out. So our thought was either we offer the certification day 1 day prior to the conference. If it's a 2-day event, maybe the second day of the certification overlaps with the first day of the conference, which means we need to think about how the tracks were structured, right? None of this written in stone. These are all thought ideas shared between the leaders. We also talked about other potential sponsorship participants. By no means did we go into depth. I captured in my notes some ideas that we had, but the list of sponsorships could be substantial. or sponsorship opportunities could be substantial based on the tracks identified and how those tracks get played out. We also made sure that we discussed student chapter involvement, making sure that the students have an opportunity to come and present, as master's and PhD students need that, but also seeing if we could find some time to carve out for high school robotics teams to maybe have 15 minutes to talk about their projects and show their projects, and have maybe a poster board area, a demonstration area, so that they also can not only get a little moment in the sunlight on the stage, but also a chance to show their work to obviously potential future employers. To that end, we also noted that if we do this event, there may be recruiting opportunities available for companies, ties directly back into sponsorship as well. We discussed also inviting other technical societies as collaboration partners, not necessarily as full partners, but left that open. We identified what the go, no-go date would be for this kind of decision. And we decided May 1st would be the absolute latest we could make a decision of if we were going to pull that off. And we identified 5 key go, no-go criteria. We would need an event date, obviously. We need to understand what our baseline sponsorship position would be, and that's basically discussing IBM's participation. We would need to know what the venue is, and making sure the venue is available, etc. We need to do a budget analysis in terms of what is the break-even point and what level of financial commitment each chapter can bear, right? So if we show up slightly in the red, who pays what? And then also discussing when each chapter can have board approval for committing to this activity, to the proposed cost structure, etc. So I will, subsequent to the email that has the link to this video, be also emailing a copy of my notes. Check those out. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m., we're having a meeting here at the Torrance Marriott as a follow-up. So for all of you who will be here, I strongly would appreciate it if you could participate. I respect your guidance, your input, your history, your technical competence. All of that has value here in making sure that we make the best decision possible and making sure that nothing obvious gets missed. For those who cannot be here, I'm not going to set up a conference call because I think that in terms of participating in the live interaction versus on the phone, you would be at a severe disadvantage. That said, no decision gets made for the LA chapter at the event, at the discussion tomorrow, right? That is designed to ensure that as many members of our leadership team can hear as much of the concept and interact while we have the largest group of people available. At this week's Board of Directors meeting, the issue will be resurfaced, right, with all the additional comments and learned information shared as well. And I would be looking for either to close on a decision or identify the information required to close on a decision within the next week. Thank you very much. Check out the email that I'm about to send, and feel free to reply all with any comments you have, right? This is an open conversation. Thank you very much. Hey, have a great evening. I had a fantastic day at the first day here at the International Workshop, and I'm looking forward to 3 additional really good days.